it's important that you have, especially like if you're going to be mixing like the community with law enforcement, you should definitely have like a strategic um, agreement, right? That everybody agrees on. Because everybody may not agree on the entire process, but how people show up in this space with like respect, I would definitely like always we would work with the youngsters and come up with the agreements like everybody is going to use this word, what happens in this space stays here. We would say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? Just meaning things like don't give people unsolicited advice. I think like when you're creating a healing space, the first thing is to have that collective agreement before you even get started.
I would say that you have to realize that there's a prevalence of trauma, that everybody there has been through some sort of trauma, and you need to recognize it and you need to realize how it affects everybody. Trauma affects everybody different. So that's what we need to come into. If we were going to have a healing circle, if we were going to be in meetings, that's what we need to realize. We need to realize how much it affects each person, and each person it affects them different. So we need to recognize that, and we need to be able to address it in a way where it's comfortable for everybody. Because some people might have a strong opinion towards law enforcement, and they might not be comfortable for them. And healing circles are very important, not just for clients in the community, but for staff. It's so important to take care of yourself, because you never know when you're going to come across a trigger, and then what those triggers can affect you to do in your personal life. So it's so important to be able to address them.
I was definitely going to mention like aftercare and follow up. Like if you're having healing circles, you should definitely incorporate some way to be able to follow up with everybody after, right? Because people may sit there silently and you have no idea like what triggers you've poked at. And they may not say anything. So I think that maybe like personal one-on-one or some type of like individualized check-in after the healing circles. I think that's important. Like when you're creating healing spaces, I think you need like collective agreements, spaces that kind of feel safe. Depending on what groups you're bringing together, it may not entirely feel safe to everyone, but you should definitely think about like safe spaces and neutral spaces to hold these. Um, yeah, I would really work with everybody on those agreements though, because I think that that helps to create an era of safety, right? And at least you had some type of input in how you showed up.